journey to intentional living is about finding the courage, the desire, and the freedom to finally choose peace. It's about recognizing that being okay with not being okay is okay. And if just barely making it through the day is all you can manage, then you are winning. This is my story. This is our story. This is our journey to intentional living. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello. I am outside in the cold. Seems like lately I'm always in the cold. Well, what I'm about to do now is I'm about to build my grandson's bookshelf. Now, this is the second bookshelf that I did, but because I didn't do too well with this recording, the phone, the recording, all this stuff, the video was kind of scrambled a lot. So I decided not to use that. And I discovered that I had made quite a few mistakes while I was attempting to make my first bookshelf. Attempted to make my first bookshelf. I realized there was a lot of mistakes that I made, and so I kind of worked through those and found out some tips, some things to do that will shorten my time. And I realized that I have to slow down. I need to slow down, and I need to just take my time, because I like to rush and I like to get stuff done, and it causes me a lot of minor mistakes that really don't have to be made. So I am about to cut my wood for my grandson's bookshelf, because his birthday party is this weekend, so I want to have it finished by this weekend. So I'm going to attempt to do that. I have my wood right here, but I had to clean up my work area because it was a mess, and I put me some lights up. So I've been out here for a couple of hours, and I had to get the lights set up because I need to work with the door closed. It's just too cold. The boo bought me a heater, and I'm about to go to work. My first thing is I am going to measure and cut my wood. It's kind of heavy, so I'm gonna just lay it down there. I'm gonna grab a pencil and got my measuring tape in my pockets. I hope y'all can hear me talking. Just grabbing the pencil, and I am going to I'm gonna just do one at a time. Do one piece at a time. Because the last time I did this, my boards were off. I'm measuring the sides first, which is going to be the height of the bookshelf. I'm going to do 3 feet tall and 4 feet wide. So I'm gonna measure my wood out. Measure my wood to 3 feet tall. So I'm doing the sides first. And I'm just gonna make a mark at 3 feet. I'm always nervous about doing this because I'm always nervous about getting an accurate cut. That was my issue with the first bookshelf is I had to come back and actually recut the wood twice because my cuts were off, and I'm still getting used to the kerf, that's what they call it, of this the compound miter saw. I did go buy some squares. I bought squares to help me with the cuts as well. I realized the usefulness of the squares. So yeah, I did do that at least. So I can make sure I get some straight lines there going on. But what I was saying was, some of the measurements were just horrible. I don't know. I don't know what I did, but they were horrible. They really were. One of the boards was like an inch off, not a foot, an inch off. And I for real don't know what I did. I caught myself measuring exactly, but I guess I didn't. And so I had to come back out and cut that wood several times. So I'm going to take my time, and I need to learn the kerf of this saw. So yeah, I need to do that. So I'm going to cut these boards one at a time, and yeah, I'm going to do that. I could do two at a time. I'm going to do one at a time because I really want to learn how to do this, and I want to learn how to do it right, because this is a hobby that I really like, and I want to actually learn this craft, everything about this craft. So I am investing in the right tools to get it. So here, I'm gonna put the braces out, and I'm gonna cut my first piece, which is 3 feet, and make my first cut. I'm gonna put my mask on here because I'm starting to notice. Hey boo, I'll record. It's okay. The keys up here. All right. Lady, be careful. I'm starting to notice that I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, the mask. I put the mask on because I'm noticing that when I'm out here, I'm getting a lot of dust in my throat and I'm coughing, doing a lot of coughing. So it's like, okay, where the mask? So I'm gonna make my first cut and make sure that I am doing a straight line. And I don't have, which is weird, I don't have see, this is why I don't wear the mask, because my glasses are fogging up and I can't see. So I probably need the right kind of mask. I'm sure it is. But I don't have a laser on this thing. And so I don't have a laser on here, so it's really, I'm just winging it a little bit with, well, not winging it, because once you put this down, the blade down, and you got the gate here that holds it, so I think that's pretty straight. So my first cut. This is my second cut. That's the second one. So these are my sides. Let's see how I did. I'm gonna put these two together. They are the same size. I did it. There's not a difference which means I got the curve accurate. And these are, oh, that's awesome. Y'all know will really appreciate my excitement because I'm telling you, that first one I did, the measurements were way off. So these are the same size. I'm on a concrete floor that is pretty much level. So I did it. So this is my 4 foot cut. Put this on. Alright, let's see how I did this time. Let's see. Instead of, I think I did it again, people. Okay, so I cleaned up my area. I kind of paused while I cleaned up my area. I do not, it's, you know how when you cook and you clean as you go? I do the same thing out here. I don't like leaving, once I'm finished with stuff, I like to clean it up. I like to put it away and then set up for the next thing. So again, I got my Craig jig. And I already know because I use the same wood. So let's take the fingers out. So I already know that the drill, the bit needs to be set at 3/4. See, you can see that, I don't know, kind of dark, but if you can see it, it's 3/4. It's little measurements on here. And the 3/4 indicate the thickness of my wood. This little tool right here, if you put it on the wood, either way, you measure, I don't know if you can see that, but you put it here. And it tells you how thick your wood is. Mine's is 3/4. So that's how you know how to set this Craig jig. I had already done that because I use this wood for my bookshelf. I used the same wood for my bookshelf, so I already had everything set. You also set your the Craig jig. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this apart and so it snaps apart, which is awesome. So that I can do both sides at the same time. I'm gonna get my clamps. But yeah, so you set your what is this? Your spacer at 3/4. So everything's gonna be set at 3/4. And when I put it on the wood, I don't know if you can see that. This is going to, like, let me turn it that side so you can see. That is going to, so it is only going to go 3/4 in. So that's how you set that. Go get the old Black & Decker drill. That's why it's good to have 2 drills. I am going to get me a cordless drill. So Black & Decker is powerful. Ain't joking. Okay. First. Okay, so I made my pocket holes, as you can see, and I kind of cleaned up my area a bit. And see, I made the pocket holes on each end because these are going to be my bottom and my top shelf. So I'm going to sand it. So when I started this, I actually started, again, I didn't have tools. And so I bought what I could afford at the time, and this is what I was using to sand. This is what I was using to sand, which is fine. It works. Um, you change the sandpaper, you know, it's a sander. It works, but it's work. It's a lot of work. Granddaddy said work smart, not hard. Um, yeah. If you work smart, you don't have to work hard, and especially if you have the tools. So I went out and I bought myself a sander. Didn't know anything about really sanding the right way. Um, the first piece of furniture I made, I did sand it, but not to the degree that it needed to be sanded. And I'm gonna put my fingers in here while I'm talking. And so I started watching sanding videos and following a few people on YouTube. It's empty. And so I learned the different, I didn't know about the different, I'm sorry, the different grits. I didn't know about the different grits, what they meant. I knew it goes from coarse to fine. And if you see, I have 60. You see that? 60. This isn't Craftsman because they didn't have 60 in Craftsman, so I was told that I could mix and match these. So this is 60 grit, which is, you can see, is very coarse. This is 80, not as coarse as 60. If you look at them together, look at that. You can see the difference. 80 is not as coarse, but it's still coarse. Then the next one is 120. Not as coarse as 60. I mean, not as coarse as 80. And the last one is 220. So that's finer. So the smaller the numbers, the coarser the grit. Smaller the number, the coarser the grit. And so what I found out is that you go 3 grits. 60, 80, and 120. So I learned a little trick because after I learned the different grits, and one of the other tips was not to go below, if I'm painting it, not to go below 120, because it gets real fine, and it kind of puts a shine to the wood, which is, I guess, what I don't want because I am painting it. I want to paint it. So I'm going to use, I don't need the 220, but I'm going to use the, I'm going to start out with the 60, and then I'm going to work my way down. These strips are, they're hook and loop strips. I mean, disc. They're sanding disc. They're hook and loop, which means that, so it actually just comes off. And I like these because on the back, if I want to use this one I'm not going to use again. I'm going to toss it, throw it away. But if I want to use it again, the number that I'm using is right on the back. So you pretty much, hook and loop is pretty much just, you line, see the holes in here? You got the holes in here and you got the holes on the sander. I'm going to line these up with each other, and I hope they line up. He said that these were interchangeable. Let's see. So it's not perfect. That's why I like to just stick with, if I get the Craftsman, just get the Craftsman stuff. Because it's not really, it's not horrible, but I want it, to line up. And right now it's not doing it. There we go. There we go. Okay. Just gotta take my time. So, see, the holes are lined up right there. So I'm gonna start with 60. One of the tricks that I learned, because I didn't know how deep to go. So I was watching one of the sanding videos, and a lot of them, they were helpful, but I still didn't know how deep to go. See, I rub my hand across here, and the wood is just, I gotta get a big spoon. So, have a pencil. This is how I know when to stop sanding. So I'm gonna take this pencil. Let me hold this up. I'm gonna take this pencil. I'm gonna do it this way, and I'm gonna do this on the wood. And I'm gonna do it all the way down the wood. All the way down, all the way down. Do it. I'm gonna do it on this side because we gotta sand both sides, of course. So I'm gonna just do it on both sides. And this was actually really simple for me. I mean, I understood it. I got it. I'm one of those people that if you show it to me, I'll get it more than if you tell it to me. I am a visual kinesthetic learner. I marked the wood. See that? You see it? Close. I marked the wood. And the tip that he gave was you sand until you don't see any more of this pencil. Then you stop. So simple. I did it with the bookshelf that I was working on, and it was beautiful. So I'm going to start with the 60 because the 60 is the coarsest. I'm going to start with the 60. I'm going to sand this down with the 60, and then I'm going to go from there. Put my mask on. And 60. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth, but I'm not finished. So I'm going to do it again. And usually what I would do, I would flip this over, but I'm going to do all 3 grits on this side, and then I'll do the rest of the boards, so I still have 4 boards to do. But you can feel the difference already. See, this is frayed and splintery. It's a little better. I'm going to still work on it, but I just wanted to show you the concept. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do the other side. But that's a little trick I learned on sanding, how much to sand, how not to sand too much, because I'm sure this bag is filling up, but how not to sand too much, and this wood is smooth now. So there you have it. I learned, and I'm sure I still have a lot to learn about it. I'm just gonna keep learning, but I'm sure I have a lot to learn about it. But I learned the basics to get it done. This is a beauty. Saves me a lot of time and work. So there you have it. I learned how to sand. I learned something. So I'm going to finish the rest of these boards, and then I'll come back and show you the next step in putting this bookshelf all together. Stay with me. I will return.